Warning: the following program is intended for a mature audience. It may contain language or opinions that are not suitable for some listeners.
This week on the show, a man in Tennessee is suing a fast food restaurant for some very strange reasons. Some people in a church in Indiana actually got to see Jesus Christ, and a vegan sues her neighbor over smells. It is September 8th, 2019. It is the 2 Cent Show. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend or have had a fantastic weekend. It's To the Ranting Gryphon here. I had to hang out with you today. Here's Featherhoof. How you doing, Featherhoof? How you doing today?
Nay, bitch.
Nay, bitch. Well,
Yeah.
they had, they had some problems with some nay, bitch, actually. It's so funny because, last week we missed the show, and that was my fault. Y'all can blame me on that.
Motherfucker.
I know it's all my damn fault. I was too busy jerking off and playing with my nipples. I'm sorry. But,
Did you see into the future?
they had a problem with, the horses. There's these wild horses, on Florida and up part of the East Coast, and they were having a problem with them because of Dorian.
Really?
Yeah, because Dorian was coming through and it was blowing everything all switchy sideways everywhere. And they were trying to get the horses to go into like trucks so they could move them, but they're wild horses, so they're like, nope, we ain't going nowhere. And they didn't do. They weren't able to get all. They got some of them, but not all of them. So they're kind of afraid that they're going to go back there and see a bunch of dead wild horses, which of course nobody wants to see dead wild horses.
No,
that's not good. No, that's not good.
No, dead horses of any stripe, living or dead.
No, don't. Nobody wants to see dead horses. Are dumb. There's
living dead horses. That's even worse.
Oh, zombie horses.
There we go.
I don't want zombie horses. Zombie horses are bad. They come after you and they try to eat your blood and your and your brain and your hay. Bitch. Yep. They try to eat your brains and your hay. And that's all they want in I guess, death. I was going to say life, but they're not alive, so never mind on that.
They're
But
unlife.
yeah, they're unlife. Yeah, and the funny thing is that, I mean, Dorian, God, that it's lasted such a long time. I was going to talk a little bit about Dorian on our last 2 cents, which didn't happen because I was busy jerking off and playing with my nipples. But because that's something I was going to bring up and talk about. But now that it's next week, I can still bring it up and talk about it because the damn storm is still going. It's still out there. It's like hitting parts of Canada, right? Canada's up there going, what the fuck is this? And it's a fucking hurricane up there. So yeah, it's caused a lot of, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the footage from, oh God, what's the island that it just parked on and just fucked?
Oh,
It wasn't Puerto Rico.
No. Oh, God damn it.
Why is it?
Because Cindy and I were sitting there talking about that, how it's just like, is it just standing there?
It did.
Is it just hovering over this one fucking island?
It did. It just came up and just went bugget and just parked right on top of this island and just fucked it. Just entirely screwed the whole thing up. And I've been seeing a lot of footage, like helicopter footage coming out. That island is kind of decimated at this point. It's like,
yeah,
it may be worse off than Puerto Rico was the last time, when they got their hurricane came through. So
well, let's just hope and pray that Trump is there to throw paper towels at them.
Oh yeah, that'll do a lot of good, as long as his face is on it. But hey, you never know. Oh man, I'm sure they have it. Oh, what? Hey, oh God, stop it! No, no, wait. Alexa!
Alexa, shut the fuck up!
Alexa! Shut up! I forgot. I forgot to mute. I forgot to mute Alexa. I forgot to turn her off.
I just don't know why they don't, paint the Hurricane's portrait and force it to look at it.
Yeah.
Because that will save us. I mean, that will stop Dorian right there.
Yeah, well, that's apparently sort of what happened. They just, it just sort of sat there for a while, and now it's kind of blowing up the coast like at 4 miles an hour, and just like, I'm just going to look, there's Florida. I'm going to look at every single building. Oop, it's gone. I'm going to look at this building. Oop, that's gone too. And I don't know why they go away whenever I look at them, but there they go. And
it's like being at a fur con, and when the certain, let's call them the smellier of us, decide to linger at your table and to look at your stuff, and you're just going, please go away, please go away, please go away.
Eventually they turn around and there's nobody left at the table, and they're like, why? I don't understand. But this is one of those things when it's gonna. I'm sure when they come back and they look over Florida and all the places it's hit, there's going to be a lot of damage, and it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy right now. I hope everybody's going to be okay, but
can we put flex tape on it?
We can fix everything with flex tape.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. Just cut it in half and flex tape it back together, and then you can put it right on the ocean and ride across the ocean with it, and then we'll be fine. Everything will be good, so yeah.
Yay!
Oh, man. Anyway, let's get on to the world news.
Please, bring in the world news.
All right, this one comes from Tennessee. Tennessee. Yeah, from Tennessee. A Tennessee man who spent countless driving time from one Popeyes to another in search of his popular chicken sandwich is suing the fast food chain after he was left hungry. Did you go after the Popeyes thing? Did you try this?
I did. No, the closest Popeyes to me is like an hour away.
Okay, so yeah, everybody was losing their goddamn minds.
Yes.
Over these chicken sandwiches. Well, this is a story about a guy he's suing Popeyes. Mm-hmm. Because he couldn't get a sandwich. Well, for more than he couldn't get a sandwich. And he says, here's a quote from him. He says, I can't get happy. I have this sandwich on my mind. I can't think straight, Craig Barr told the Chattanooga Times press on Thursday. It just consumes you. It's like, I'm thinking, dude, you don't need a lawsuit. You need a psychologist, man. you need something wrong with you.
He needs to name, bitch.
No. Barr's suit accused Popeyes of deceptive business practices and false advertising, the paper reported. He said he was scammed out of $25
Come on!
He said, now wait. He said he was scammed out of $25 by a man claiming to be a Popeyes employee who said he was selling sandwiches behind the restaurant. Once he gave the scammer the money, he never saw him again, Barr said. He also claimed he blew out a tire and damaged a rim driving from one Popeyes to another, and was humiliated when his friends laughed at his ordeal. Barr said in various locations had turned him away after their supply of the in-demand edibles sold out. He claimed the chain overhyped the item and purposefully lowered quantity to increase demand. And speaking of demand, he's demanding $5,000 for his lawsuit. So
Fuck this guy.
I know he's suing Popeyes because
for chicken sandwiches.
he's suing Popeyes because he gave a guy $25 who ran away with it, and he blew out a tire and got rim damage, and because his friends were laughing at him. You know what, dude? Whoever you are, dude. I mean, there was a reason your friends were laughing at you, and that's why we're laughing at you now. It's the same difference.
Fucking idiot.
Because you're a fucking idiot. That's why your friends were laughing at you.
I don't know. We live in a world now where you can have your fast food delivered to you, and also we have scalpers for that same fast food.
Yep, scalpers. Somebody's selling, pardon me, faking to sell these sandwiches for $25 a piece. Who's gonna give somebody $25 for a goddamn Popeye sandwich? I don't care. I mean, they can't be that good. But
no, there's no way on God's green earth they're $25 good. I'm sorry.
No, that's insane.
How can he hold Popeye's Chicken accountable for him getting hosed by a random stranger?
Yeah, and blowing out a tire, and his friends laughing at him.
I mean, okay, blowing out the tire, that's like a random occurrence. Him getting rim damage is his own damn fault, because instead of stopping and calling a tow truck, he continued to drive to the next Popeyes?
I guess so, with a flat tire, I guess. I'm assuming.
Fuck?
And on the side of the road, his friends are all standing there laughing at his ass as he's driving down the road with a flat fucking tire, sparks flying everywhere, so he can get to the next goddamn Popeyes and not get a sandwich. He pays some guy $25 who goes, ha, fuck you, and runs off. And now his friends are laughing even harder, and this guy is suing Popeyes for this.
How can he even? I mean, how can the chip stack up in his brain to go, this is Popeye's fault?
I don't know. By the way, well, I have a question. Anybody out there listening? Okay, I like chicken sandwiches. I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to go, get them in a case like this. But I'm kind of wondering, did any of you guys out there, did you guys go and get like these sandwiches? Are they good? Like, say something in comments below, because I hear they're really, really good. And, I mean, they're not flattening your tire and driving around at $25. They're not worth losing all your friends over. I mean, come on. My God.
But this brings up a bigger question, an even bigger question. What's your favorite chicken sandwich?
My favorite chicken sandwich?
Yes.
I think my favorite chicken sandwich is probably at Chick-fil-A.
Ah, okay.
I like Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They're really good.
See, me, it's Wendy's. Wendy's has this Asiago bacon chicken sandwich thing that is like really, really good.
I've heard Wendy's is good. I've heard that is apparently a fact. Although, oh God, now you got me thinking, because there's also a spicy chicken sandwich that they have at Red Robin, and those are also really good too.
Arby's has a fantastic chicken bacon Swiss. That is good.
Oh yeah, well, God, there's so many goddamn chicken sandwiches everywhere. Well, and this guy's driving just to Popeyes. It's like, nope, not going to any other chicken sandwich. I want the Popeyes one or damn. And I love what he said here. It's like, I can't get happy. I have this sandwich on my mind. I can't think straight. It's like, something wrong with you, dude.
You need, like to parrot you from earlier, he does not need a chicken sandwich. He needs professional help.
He does. I think this dude needs professional help. I don't know. Maybe if he wins that $5,000, then he can go and get a shrink or something. Because the dude really needs it. Either that or some heroin, something that'll help him out. Because it's getting a little bit ridiculous for him. Oh, man. Well, let's move on in the wonderful, wonderful news for this week. 6 congregation members ended up in the emergency room in the U.S. after attending church. A 74-year-old parishioner identified as a Mr. Jones is allegedly to blame. Mr. Jones baked some cookies and then took them to church. The churchgoers, aged 12 to 70, ended up in the emergency room after attending a service at the St. John's Apostle Catholic Church in Bloomington, Indiana. It turned out Mr. Jones' cookies had a special ingredient. Weed.
Oh, please do.
The special ingredient was weed. Jones initially denied adding anything to the cookies, but police searched his home and ended up finding an orange pill bottle containing capsules of a brown oily substance, which later tested positive for marijuana. He He ended up turning himself in and has been charged with criminal recklessness and possession of hash oil. Now, I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but I'm telling you, you and me, and probably a lot of my listeners, we're going to be partying with this old fart when we go to hell. Because
hell yes.
there is no way I can think of. I mean, if you want to go straight to hell, get all of your church high. Just get them all high. I mean, they said the churchgoers were aged 12 to 70. So we were getting 12-year-olds to 70-year-olds high. I mean, okay.
That's one of those situations where I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that one.
That'd have been great.
Just watching a whole church of fucking stoned out Catholics.
Sitting there, they probably get, they're stoned, so they're like eating the crackers when they're not supposed to, because they're it's the body of Christ is pretty good, man. Hold down. I mean, there's really no reason. It's if you are a Catholic.
Jesus was made of crackers.
Jesus was made of crackers.
Holy fuck.
If you're a Catholic and something happens to you where you don't purposely get stoned, why the fuck would you go to the emergency room? Just enjoy it. I mean, God knows you didn't do it on purpose. God knows it's not your fault. So just chill out. Just relax and say, this is the only time this is going to happen to me. I'm just going to enjoy this, No reason not to.
I think it's because every last one of them had never been stoned in their life once. And they started to feel the effects and went, whoa, I think I'm sick. What do I do? Is this going to be like this forever?
Oh, God. Doing that kid in the car after the dentist. It's like, oh no. I feel funny. Is this real life? I
love the kid.
They might have started thinking that they were like the demons were getting into him or something.
Probably. So I'm surprised they didn't do like an impromptu, just room-wide exorcism right there.
Yeah, that's not something completely out of the idea of Catholic schools and churches and stuff like that. They do that. They still have. In fact,
I grew up Catholic.
Well, you're gonna see in our next story, which also involves Catholic school actually, but Catholics.
I went to one of those too.
They still have things like exorcists. I mean, that's kind of crazy, man. What was it like being a Catholic?
It was a lot of sitting there and being yelled at, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I thought so. Well, it doesn't sound as boring as mine. Mine, you just had to sit there and listen to stuff that you didn't want to hear. So
there's one memorable time. It cracks me up to this day. We still talk about it, where we were sitting there, all those grade school kids sitting there at our every Friday. We had to go to church before class.
Oh God!
And he is sitting there, just on a rant. This 80-year-old Monsignor just up there screaming about how the Easter Bunny is bullshit, and it's like, this is about Jesus' resurrection, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God! Like, all of us from first through 8th grade are all looking at each other going, holy shit, dude.
You'd have been screwed if anybody raised their hand and said, we never actually believed in the Easter Bunny. We just thought it was fun. Then you'd be in trouble. Mm-hmm. You'd be in real trouble then. Oh man, I don't know though. The idea of being disciplined by a nun, it's kind of hot. In a way. I mean, as long as the nun was young enough, maybe it could be like,
none of them were.
Well, that'd have to be the thing. If it was some nun, but the nun was a Japanese schoolgirl. Oh, ooh. See, there you go.
Oh.
Now you got a thing going on. So
I think the youngest nun at our Catholic school was 65. So.
Oh, I was about to say 140. Yeah, that's sounds about right. Anyway, moving on to our next story, which, by the way, is quite interesting. I think you guys might like this one. a private Catholic school in Nashville has removed the Harry Potter books from its library, saying they include, quote, actual curses and spells, which when read by a human being, risk conjuring evil spirits. That you're looking at me like you have, like, this just is not surprising to you at all.
No, the look is just, this is the look of, I wish people could see it, because it's the look that's just simply, you can't be fucking serious right now.
It's afraid it's true. Local paper, the Tennessean, reported that a pastor at St. Edward's Catholic School, why is it always, they're always the same four names, they name all this stuff, which teaches children of pre-kindergarten age through 8th grade, had emailed parents about J.K. Rowling's series to tell them that he had been in contact with several exorcists who had recommended removing the books from the library. He said, these books present magic as both good and evil, which is not true, but in fact a clever deception. The curses and spells used in these books are actual curses and spells, which when read by a human being, risk conjuring evil spirits into the presence of the person reading the text. That he said that. Yeah, that's.
Oh my God!
That's what he said. That's what he said. That's. Oh, an actual person in 2019 said that, and he wasn't a hillbilly. He wasn't somebody out in the middle of Arkansas. He wasn't like a Quaker or something. This is just a normal person in 2019 talking about how the spells and curses in Harry Potter is real.
Do you believe in magic? Yes, and it's evil, and it must be gotten rid of.
Apparently so.
No, you motherfucker, it's not. Just stop it. There's a reason the Harry Potter books are in the fiction section.
Well, apparently they're not in the fiction section of this library anymore. They actually were going to rebuild that library, and when they rebuilt it, they left some books out, mainly the Harry Potter books, which they're like, no, we're not going to have these anymore because there's evil spells and magic in them, which is dumb.
My question to this whole thing, though, did these people just, are they behind? Did they just learn these books were a thing? These books from 2002? I mean, what?
Well, first of all, they're religious, so obviously they're behind. But secondly, yeah, they think that, you know, books that were written by some chick in England, which apparently she wrote most of it on a napkin, at least the first ones, that she somehow wrote out real spells and incantations that are evil when you read them and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what is wrong with people anymore.
I remember in 2005, 2006, when you heard the stories of the, you know, the religious fuckers, you know, burning Harry Potter books. You know, it's like, okay, they were new at the time. I got it. You know, these people are in hysteria over something new that they don't understand. Got it. But, you're a little late there, pastor guy.
Just a bit.
It's like, where you been?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, the whole series has been out now for, I don't know how long the books have been out. I mean, the whole series has been completed for years now.
Yeah.
And so now they decided that I guess they've had enough conjurings. I really want to see their evidence for this.
Yeah.
I want to see, you know, which, you know, 6-year-old kid was sitting down in front of a Harry Potter book and magically conjured ghosts around him or something. Where is their evidence for this, you know?
And Harry Potter pointed his wand at the book on the shelf and said, Axio, and then in real life a book came flying at the kid's face.
Yeah, where did they get this? Did you know, some 6-year-old kid have a fake wand or something and, you know, point at somebody and they just, like, spontaneously ejaculated right there in the middle of the church, and it's like, whoa, we gotta get rid of this now. Can't have that going on. And no, that's bad. So
we eat cookies and spontaneous ejaculation in churches now. I think I might be going back to church if we got such things going on.
Be a little bit more fun if that happened. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the world we live in right now, folks. That's where we are. I mean, it's so the world. The more it goes on, and I hate to say this, but the further and further the world goes on, the more I feel like a goddamn genius. Like,
Yeah.
every day, I feel like I am like, you know, one of the smartest people on the planet at this point. Because, I don't know, with all the crazies wandering around, with all the crazy people and thinking that Harry Potter is filled with spells and they believe in magic. And then you got, you know, other people over here calling, you know, black people white supremacists and it, like, it's like, what is going on here? It's like, I feel like I have an IQ of a goddamn 180 anymore. So I don't know. Not to actually make myself sound really, really awesome, but I probably still just have an IQ of 85 or something, and I think everybody else just has an IQ of 14. You know, idiocracy is actually happening in the world, and it's actually happening to us. So, it's a shame.
That means Terry Crews is president. I love it. That'd
be kind of awesome. Anyway, final story of the day, and I know you know about this one.
Yes.
A frustrated vegan, Celia Cardin, is so fed up with her two neighbors, she's taken them to court over the meat and smoke smells coming from their barbecue. The Perth woman said she couldn't enjoy her backyard in the suburb of Girween. I can't pronounce that. Claiming that her neighbors deliberately allowed their barbecue meat and fish smells to waft into her yard. What the fuck? She says, they've put it there so I smell fish. All I can smell is fish. I can't go out there. The massage therapist, now there's a big surprise.
Really? No.
No way. Vegan and a massage therapist. No, that doesn't happen. Has been embroiled in a battle with Toan Vu, his wife and children, since late 2018. Is this racism? Racism? After her claims were rejected by a tribunal earlier this year. Yay! On lack of evidence, she applied to the Supreme Court of Western Australia for the right of appeal, and that was turned down in July. Yay! She told the news station she believed her neighbors were, quote, absolutely deliberate in allowing their smells to cross into her yard. It's not the smell of meat and fish made her furious, but it's also the smell of cigarettes and the sound of children playing with basketballs. She says, get this.
Oh, no.
She says, it's been devastating. It's been turmoil. It's been unrest. I haven't been able to sleep, Mrs. Cardin said.
What?
She hasn't been able to sleep. I can't, I mean,
I don't. Children playing midnight basketball? What?
I don't understand this at all. First of all, how can you deliberately make the smell of your barbecue go into a yard? How can you do that?
I don't know.
Are they controlling weather back there?
They have like set up like 6 industrial fans that are pointed like right at her yard.
Something like that. They've got like the favor of some Greek god or something back there that they're praying to that's pushing the smell of their meat into this vegan's lawn. And it's just, you haven't been able to sleep? Are they cooking at 3 a.m.? Are they outside cooking at 3 a.m.? What is it about the smell of meat in your yard that makes you unable to sleep?
Well, how is she having like the smell of meat in her yard at hours at which she's sleeping? They ain't out there barbecuing at that hour.
Well, and she's in her house. I mean, unless she's sleeping in her yard. And I don't think that's probably not true, but no, it's just how is this? This is another person that needs a psychologist.
Yes.
And this is another person who needs mental help. God.
My wife Cindy sent me this story, and when I was sitting there reading it, she was all like, "I really want to hear you and two talk about this on 2 cents." And I'm just sitting there reading it, and I'm just going, "How? No, seriously, how does this bitch actually believe that because she decided to change her lifestyle to be veganism,
yeah.
that the world around her had to accommodate that? How did she believe that that was going to be the logical conclusion of all this? Well, because I became vegan, obviously my neighbors and everyone around me will forever, just compensate for that.
Yeah, and I've noticed that now. I not every vegan does this. I'm not going to say every vegan does it, but I've noticed that, and when they do this, I always call them veganists because it's more like a religion. But I do know there are vegans out there that when they go vegan, they expect everybody around them to go vegan. I mean, and if you don't, then you will get pointed at and called a sinner. You will absolutely be taken down because, you eat the flesh of the animal face and blah, blah.
Damn straight I do, bitch.
Well, and that's mine. I love it when they try to explain, did you know that they pull these cows into this place and they do this thing and then they bleed and then they cut them into little pieces, and I'm sitting there going, I want a steak. They think it's turning me off, but it's like, no, that's making me want a steak. I want to.
And the other half of it that gets to me is like, oh, their children are playing. It's like, oh my God, no. Stop the children from playing basketball, those bastards.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got a suggestion for you, Celia, okay? Here's my suggestion. Stop blaming everybody around you for doing shit that you don't like. Sell your house and move out in the middle of fucking nowhere, okay? Find a fucking cave and move out in the middle of there, and, then you'll get eaten by a... Wait, what do they have in Australia? I was gonna say a bear. Get eaten by a kangaroo. Yeah, just get eaten by some of the live animals out there, and then you'll be just fine. So, yeah, just go and take yourself away from everybody else if you cannot tolerate differences that other people have. It's just one of those things, I really don't understand the way the world is turned right now. You can be in a room, and I've had this happen. You can be in a room with a few hundred people that are sitting down and they're having dinner, and they're all there to hang out, and something like that. One person can get up and go and say, I'm too hot. Can you turn on the air conditioner? Now, it doesn't matter if the other 500 people in the room are perfectly comfortable.
Yeah.
But if one person says I'm too hot, everybody now has got to freeze because this one person, I don't know where that came from, because that's not the world I grew up in. And I will say that a lot. And people say, well, it's just because you're old. Fine, it's because I'm old. But that's just not the way you played things. It's like, okay, two people are uncomfortable. There's 500 people that are fine. You know what, two people, you can move on. You can go somewhere else if you don't like it. And it's the kind of thing I've always had that. It's like, well, this person, I don't like his jokes, or that person, I don't like his speeches. It's like, well, don't listen. Why are you listening to him if you don't like him? Yeah. It's your own choice. There's a lot of people out there who want to, destroy a person's ability to speak freely so that they can actually have an ability to listen to everything, which is exactly the opposite of the way the world works.
Yeah.
I have the ability to say whatever I want. You have the ability not to listen to it. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way where it's like you want to hear everything I say, and so anything I say that's offensive to you, I have to shut up. No, that's not the way it works.
No.
So, yeah.
I've noticed this because I do have one vegan person I actually interact with on a daily basis. I don't want to, but he's a coworker, so I don't have a choice.
No. How did you know he was vegan?
Oh, trust me, I know he is vegan, and he's also anarchist. And I know this because he tells me every fucking day.
I was about to say, that's the joke, is like, how do you know what a vegan is vegan? It's like, because they tell you in 5 seconds, yeah.
And the thing is that I am so tired, because this lady's mentality is the same kind of mentality he has. He will sit there and rip on meat eaters, and he'll rip on, those Democrats, those fucking idiots, blah, blah, blah. But the moment you make fun of him being vegan or vegan stuff in general, or his anarchism beliefs, whoa, too far, motherfucker. Whoa, you need to respect my choices, all right? It's not funny. It's like, wow, dude. Wow.
It's amazing how...
Fucking kidding me.
It's astonishing how quickly you can turn some people into instant snowflakes. Like instant snowflakes. they'll sit there and they'll bitch about the world. They'll have all kinds of opinions, and they'll talk about them, and you can sit there and listen. But if you ever say something back to them, it's like, hold up, oh no. You just said something bad about me that I don't agree with. You can't do that. I'm supposed to be the one talking, and you have to shut up. And that happens a lot now, I've noticed. A lot. Oh, well. Tell you what, guys. Let's move on to something a little bit funnier, and let's do the WTF theater.
For the sake of balls, we must consult the theater.
All right, let's go to picture number 1.
Oh, man. What the?
Yeah, that one takes a second. It's like, they're crushed tomatoes. They actually are packaged in product right. See, there you go. That's how you know.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
know.
think?
I like tomatoes, and I do like crushed tomatoes, but I only put crushed tomatoes in things like soups or stews or spaghetti sauce or something like that. But outside of that, I like them whole.
Huh. Like just munch them like an apple?
Yeah. I actually learned that from my parents. Used to do that. That just they'd salt a tomato and just eat it like an apple. So yeah. Tomatoes are my favorite fruit. Yes,
All
fruit.
right.
They are fruit, ladies and gentlemen. They are not a vegetable.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to number 2.
That's...
Well, you gotta read it. So we do not serve women. You must bring your own.
Bring your own.
Yep.
Pizza alone won't fill the emptiness of your soul. You'll also need a beer.
Yeah.
I want to go to this place.
I have no. You know what? I wish it said where these places were, but it didn't. It didn't even say. So I have no idea. But yeah, I like that sign. I'm surprised in this day and age a sign like that is still even up. Because
that's a good question. Like they had to have had somebody get all bitchy about it, not truly understanding it.
Yeah. Well, I hope this was one of those places that if somebody came, I'm sorry, your sign over there is very misogynistic, and I hope somebody just came up and went, okay, so bye. You know, just go somewhere else. Let's go to number 3 here. Oh, God.
If you need that, if you're the type of person, animal, or bacteria that needs that said to you, you should not be outside unsupervised.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the part that bothers me. Okay, this really bothers me about this image, is that can't be for the customer, because if the customer's got it in their hand, it's already going to be full. This is for the employee. Yeah. I'm not kidding. This is like when you have those bags. That's so the employee doesn't dump the coffee on the wrong end of the damn cup.
When you just want a shot of espresso.
Yeah, just a very little shot. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Oh boy.
Are they literally patting down the horse?
They're patting down the little horse.
It isn't carrying explosives.
No, I looked at this and I think I've determined through what I can see in the picture that this is an American airport. So I'm literally guessing here that is somebody's emotional support pony.
Oh, that's absolutely what that is.
I'm sure that's what that is. It's got to be somebody's emotional support pony. Because they can't.
First off, I mean, we've gone into that before.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Bullshittery. But it's just like, come on. I mean,
yeah.
Do you think she's smuggling little condoms of coke in the pony's belly? I mean, what?
I don't know. I guess it's got to be checked, but still, that's just. If you can't get through an airport without an animal, then don't go to an airport. You don't need to be walking around. You need a psychologist. How many times I'm going to have to say that during this episode? Is you need a psychologist.
Gee, I think we might have found a title.
Yeah, maybe. Go to psychologist. It's like, yes, I was carrying around my my pony in the airport? And the psychologist goes, nay, bitch.
Bitch.
Yep.
And that's the look that little pony's giving right now.
Nay,
The
bitch.
pony's just like, are you serious right now? Nay, bitch.
Nay, bitch.
Because this pony, you got to give it a more of a high-pitched voice. Nay, bitch.
Let's check out the next one. The timing on this one. Why? Why do dogs go right for the nuts every time?
Because they're right there. They're right at nut level.
I mean, that's so funny. They just jumped up and you know that dog just went right for it. That's so funny. Oh.
But there's so much more in this picture too. I mean, we got the grandparents over here, and like, yay, we're getting into this. And you got the grandson over here, like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
We're doing the family thing. All right. Meanwhile, dog's like, nuts.
Nuts for me. Let's go to the next one here. Well, hey. Why not? You know? If you got a sign and it's been partially run over, why not?
You know, talk about leaning into it.
Yeah. You did it. You said it there.
I did, yes.
Well, that's a Hungry Howie's too. We have those over here.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that's a chain. So I have no
I've never
idea.
heard of it.
Yeah, I don't
Are they
know
good?
where this one is. Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they're not excellent, but they're still pretty good. All right, let's go to the next one. Because. Well, you know.
I suppose one could find worse things in a convenience store.
I found lots worse things in a convenience store.
But just random mountain goat, just like, yes, I'm looking for something.
Well, he just stopped in to pay his gas bill, I guess. He filled up his car outside and he's waiting in line. Number 3.
He came into my caca.
Oh God. I just noticed that. I never noticed that until now.
The fuck?
Holy crap. That's
yes,
crazy.
I like some Snickers and some caca.
Oh,
wait,
Lord.
got my own.
That's, yeah. That poor goat. Oh, well. Next one. Okay, I don't know. This one I don't know. I have no idea why there's like a Scottish bag player. I don't even know if it's a real bag player or if it's just a statue of one on top of a digger in a construction zone. I don't know why that's there. I have no idea what the story is behind that. And that's why I like these lists, you know?
Maybe it's like a protest.
Maybe.
Protesting the lack of bagpipe music in the world. I don't know.
Something that's possibly, yeah. All right, next one. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Set phasers to stunning. Oh my goodness.
Allow me to say.
I wonder if that's a real tattoo or somebody just drew that there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't tell.
It does look sharpied.
It does kind of look sharpied, yeah. Ah, well. Let's go to the final one here. Okay,
Come on.
I've got more than one question about this. This is insane. Famous house ass jelly drink. Now, first of all, jelly is not a drink. And second of all, well, I'm not going to say there's any such thing as ass jelly, but how do you get it in a can? You know, I don't know how this works. I have no idea how it works.
I just love that that literally all over that can is written like when somebody just like says like pretend Chinese, they just ching chong chong mi chong ching chong ding, ching chong hot chong jelly jang kong.
Well, looking at the, I don't know. Looking at the side of the can, I can't really see.
So you can see that.
I really have no idea where it's from.
www.famoushouse.com.tw Taiwan?
Oh, maybe it's Taiwan.
Taiwanese?
Maybe Taiwanese. Well, now we know. They have ass jelly drink in Taiwan.
For 18 Taiwanese dollars.
For 18 Taiwans. Yes, I have no idea. This for 18 Minecrafts, you can buy this. So yeah, I guess that's where that goes. But tell you what, guys, we gotta take off for the moment. We're gonna do a little break. We're gonna have a little bit of Aussie Minute, and we're going to do a break to see your pictures, and then we'll be right back, and we'll do some holidays and some Dear 2 letters.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Aussie Minute with Tyro Thunder Drone. Today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people will know mainly as a joke, the Emu War. Now some of you might be wondering why the Australian government went to war with a bunch of flightless birds that max out at 6 feet tall, 120 pounds, and can run about 40 miles per hour. This is because back in 1932, when this actually happened, emus were one of the reasons that Western Australian crops of wheat, grain, and other types were failing badly. See, Australian farmers had fences that kept out rabbits and dingoes and small things, but these birds are large and they just went right through them. So the farmers ended up going to, of all people, the Minister for Defence, George Pearce. And Pearce went to the government saying, "This will totally work and we'll make the farmers pay for it who want to have us involved." The farmers seemed to like the idea, and thus the military went out for the first round. The only problem is that when they're being shot at by loud banging noises, emus don't stand still. Even if they're clumped up in a mob, which is the actual term for a group of emus, they will fucking scatter! And thus, only a few emus were killed, and something else was found out. They can take bullets like fucking tanks! Thus, the tactics were changed. The Australian army decided to sneak up on another mob of emus, spring up with guns loaded, and click! All their guns failed after just a couple of shots, meaning the rest of them got away. But that was just round 2. We still have one round in the chamber, people, and that was when the ute was involved. They plopped a man with a machine gun in the back of the ute and said, "Okay, I'll drive, you shoot." The only problem is the outback is bumpier than a pothole-covered road, so accuracy is optional, or rather non-existent. And by the time this had all happened, the Australian newspapers had found this out and laughed at the military, thus calling the whole operation off. But the farmers still wanted one more go, so round 4 was brought in. And this time the military did go, and they put their heads together, and they managed to kill a lot of emus, 1,000! Out of a population of 20,000! Leaving 19,000 free to roam. Top notch, people, top notch. So once again, if you do see an Australian out there in the wild and mention the Emu War and they roll their eyes back, you know why. If they don't roll their eyes back and act confused, tell them this. But that has been my Aussie Minute talk about the Great War of 1932 and those damn emus. Little side note, they're not a protected species against eating. You can eat emu meat and it actually is quite good. But until then, I'll catch you later. And if you have any topics to suggest for Aussie Minute talks in the future, please send them to dear2letters@hotmail.com. I'll catch you later, buggers.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the show. We're happy to see you here. Oh, by the way, if you want to send in pictures, you notice the lovely little pictures we put on during the break. Well, those pictures are all from you guys. You guys send in those pictures, and we'd love to see them because it helps make the show your show too. You know, it makes it we're all part of it. And just like we should all be part of that that goat that we saw in that convenience store a minute ago. And so if you guys want to send in pictures, and we always show the newest ones first, send them to dear2letters@hotmail.com, and we'll put them on the show. And so that's all I've got for that for now. I think Featherhoof, you've got something that's going on, right?
I do, but before that, do we have a theme for them for pictures this week?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, we got a lot of pets. The last time we asked for pets, we got loads of pets. What should we do this time? I think it's your turn.
Should we have pictures of therapists?
Well,
so that people can find them?
Take a picture of your therapist and send them in. No, how about,
So we're in September now.
Yeah.
September is that transition between summer to fall. What does one do when we get towards the end of summer and we're getting ready for the fall season?
I know a good one.
Oh, what?
I have a good idea. Since it's getting close to fall, I don't know about anybody else, but here we have wonderful sunsets in the fall.
Ooh.
So why not send in some pictures of some sunsets that you've seen out your house or out your window, or sunrise, either way. Sunrise, sunset. Of course, you can send in pictures of anything, but see if you can focus on a sunrise or a sunset and send that in, and we'll show those on the program next week. So, yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
All right, sweet. Or if you're in the path of Hurricane Dorian and you can't see either of those, just send us a picture of Dorian.
Yeah, that'll work.
It's like, here's the sunset. It's behind Dorian right there, but it's there. But other than that, I actually do have something to plug today. For those who don't know, I am a fan of the charity Extra Life. I have been running with them, doing the gaming marathons for the past 3 years. This year will be my number 4. 4th year in a row, I will be playing 24 hours of gaming for the Children's Miracle Network Hospital of Pittsburgh, who helped out my little baby nephew when he was born with pneumonia and like 12 other diseases and something like that. But for those who want the whole story, want to help the campaign, it's www.extra-life.org/participant/featherhoof. You know, any amount helps out. I have little tiers there for those who like to get in on that. But cool. Yeah. And then on the weekend of November 2nd begins my hell. But
I can't wait to see it.
Do it.
I can't wait to see you fall apart in front of camera again. It's amazing.
Where I sit there and slowly sort of fade on camera as the
sort
time
of
goes
fade
on.
out. By the end of the thing, you're kind of leaned over sideways a little bit. You're like the leaning tower of horse, you know. and just everybody's like, "Dude, go to bed," and you're like, "I'm not going to bed. I'm gonna play video game." So yeah, it's funny, but it's also for a good cause. So join in, guys, if you can, and yeah, and we'll watch some you fall apart, and we'll be donating to a good cause at the same time. But for the time being, we're gonna move on now to the holidays.
What are your holidays? Teen Twibe.
Right, these are the holidays that are coming up for next week, so you guys can know what to celebrate. We got some interesting ones here. Monday is, and I like this one, National Wiener Schnitzel Day.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you ever had Wiener Schnitzel, but it's really good.
Actually, I don't think I have.
It's one of those things. It's like Wiener Schnitzel's like a sandwich. If somebody says, "I'm going to make you a sandwich," well, what they put in your hands could be really, really good, or it could be really, really sucky. So if they actually make it well, then it's really good. And I don't know if you have a German place, a German food place around where you're at, but
Negative.
well, if you do, grab some Wiener Schnitzel, and we will all be happy. Tuesday is World Suicide Prevention Day. I think that's important.
I think it is too. I mean, it's important that our world does not commit suicide. I mean, I'm living on it currently.
The world committing suicide. Well, I think honestly, I mean, there's a lot of things I could say about it, but I think honestly, the most important person that you could stop from committing suicide is yourself. If you have problems with this kind of thing, if you have, you know, any like thoughts or anything like that, you can call, you can get help. And there are plenty of people out there who will help you. So that would be what I'd encourage you to do on that day, or actually any day that you're feeling like that. So yeah, there we go. Wednesday is okay. Get this one: National No News is Good News Day. Which,
well, that's kind of true about every day recently, but
I think that this is something that people need to. I wish they would pay more attention to. I wish people would limit their amount of news. And I'm gonna go off onto a little bit here. I know this is a little bit strange, but
okay.
When I was growing up, we did not have, well, things like cable. We had, for a lot of it, we had cable. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have all this stuff that was constantly pitching news into our face. So generally, you'd get a local news station that would play a local news show for about 30 minutes, and then you get the world news for about 30 minutes. That was your news for the day. That was all. Mm-hmm. And that's what you focused on. And you just did that. It's like, oh, okay, then well, now I know what's going on in the world. And then you went and did other things. I know far too many people right now who spend all day with their nose in the news, and they're always, every little thing that happens, every 5 seconds, there's a new headline for them to scan. That can start really causing you problems. So
absolutely.
I think it's good to actually get away from that now and then. So give it a try on Wednesday and see what happens.
That's not to say not to keep being informed.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But I mean, it's like, take a break, man.
Yeah, truthfully. Thursday, you're going to like this.
All right.
In fact, I hope everybody likes this. Thursday is National Chocolate Milkshake Day.
Hell yes!
I'm going to go out for that.
I know what I'm buying this weekend.
I do too. Actually, you know what? I know where I may go. There's this one place, and it has a soda fountain, like an old style soda fountain, and they give you the shake like in the tin, and it's got like a lot more than that you can put in your glass. So you dump the glass up, and you still have a little bit more. Yeah, and it's so good. It's like that classic style. It's really, really nice. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get myself some Breyers chocolate ice cream. That's important. It has to be Breyers. Yeah.
And some of that the pre-made chocolate milk that comes in the jug.
Oh.
And you put those two things together in my mixer. Mix that son of a bitch up till it's a nice smooth consistency, and yummy.
See,
sometimes put chocolate chips in it.
Friday is International Skeptics Day.
I don't believe it.
Point for you.
Yay!
Hope he gets a point, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's a good one. I think people who are skeptical are generally skeptical every day, but hey, let's have Friday and let's celebrate skepticness. I think it's important. Saturday is, and I may try this, but I've never done this before. Saturday is National Cream-Filled Donut Day. Now, I mean, I've eaten donuts, but I don't think I've ever eaten a cream-filled donut. So,
Bavarian cream-filled donuts are my favorite donuts.
I may have to try that.
So good. Love it.
I may have to give that a try. And finally, on Sunday, a day I hope we can all get behind, is International Day of Democracy. Because who the fuck, other than the extreme leftists who want communism, who doesn't like democracy? We all do. So I think that's a good day to get behind. But that's your holidays for this week. Hope you celebrate them with me. And now we're going to move on to the Dear 2 letters.
It's Dear 2 letters.
All right, here. Let's see. Dear 2 and Featherhoof.
Yay.
If you want a great experience with video game music, wait until it's nighttime, then turn off all the lights and listen to the soundtrack of the original Silent Hill game through headphones. But make sure it's the version that has the creepy siren, so that every so often that will play. After a while, you'll actually start to feel like you're in Silent Hill. This is from Six String. I don't want to feel like I'm in Silent Hill.
Why would you want to do that to yourself?
Six String, I love you, dude. I love the fact that you write in, and I want everybody to write in more if they can. But I don't want to be in Silent Hill. I mean,
it's like, yeah, I can't think of anything more relaxing in my life than, having a dude with a giant pyramid for my head coming after me and trying to murder my face.
Yeah, it's like, just listen to this soundtrack for a little while and you'll feel like you're in the game Doom. It's like, no, I don't want to feel like I'm in Doom. I don't want to feel like I'm in any of that. No. But good selection though. I mean, I don't think I've ever really paid much attention to the Silent Hill soundtrack. Maybe I should. I will at least listen to it so I can check it out and see what it's like.
Unless we're getting to Silent Hill 2 and then we get to listen to a dog bark a theme, but
Yeah, true. Let's see here. Dear Two and Hoof. I believe that's the first time you've been called Hoof in the mail so far.
I think so. Yeah, so far.
Security at Area 51 is still boring. Few weird people showing up here. Kinda unsettling. The comedy of your shows helps me make it through these boring nights. I don't know if this is a person who's actually at Area 51. In fact, I would think probably at Area 51 there probably is no internet. At least not that goes out. I'm sure there's like internal stuff, but I don't think they're gonna get a cell signal. Either way, I still love this guy. He's awesome. And I'm glad our shows could actually get you through. That's what I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping that me and Featherhoof sitting here hanging out and reading letters and going through all this stuff and just hanging out. I hope you get a sense that, you're chilling out with us and we're just all sort of sitting here and partying a little bit because that's the way we feel about it. So
Who was this from?
It was from Anonymous. So
Oh, okay. Smart person.
Yeah. Which kind of makes me well, it actually kind of makes me wonder, wait, is he security? He's not.
Is it an alien?
Oh, it could be an alien.
One of them aliens from Area 51.
Oh, it could be. Hello, alien.
We're entertaining the universe.
Oh my God. Okay, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Cents, the first show that is officially entertaining the universe. Okay.
Yes.
It's not just all over the world now. It's the entire universe. Hello out there, all people and things from the planets. Hello, Alpha Centauri. How you doing over there, guys? We know you're listening. Of course, you probably won't hear this for another 1,000 years, but you know what? When you do, hello, guys. How's it going?
Hi. Except for those in the Gamma Quadrants, I would like to say, nay, bitches.
Well, that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Is in the Gamma Quadrant, since this will fly through space for I don't know how many, 10,000 years or whatever. It's going to come back here. There's going to be almost no humans left because we will have blown ourselves up or something like that. There'll be 2 humans, and one of them will have an antenna. They're going to point it up right before they die, and somewhere from the from the space they're going to hear, "Nay, bitch," and then they're going to die. And that's going to be the end of humanity right there. That's the last thing they're going to hear because of this show. So, yeah. Okay, so, Dear Kitty Bird and Pony Bird. Somebody just called you Pony Bird.
Not a pony! Or a bird.
Well, Pony Bird, sort of. Not really. Is it just me, or are the things that social justice advocates find to complain about just getting weirder by the day? Well,
Is it just you?
we kind of point that out on this show, and it seems they do seem to get weirder. You have aired a few of the more extreme examples on the show. For example, last week it apparently became rape to milk a cow. The week before that, it was a thing about robots being painted white. While this is totally ridiculous, it does give us the opportunity to have fun with it. That's what I'd like to propose this challenge. That's why it's time to play What Batshit Outrage Will the Far Left Pull Out of Their Asses This Week? And this is from Matthew B. Okay, I'm gonna guess. Something has to be racist.
Yes.
That's a big one. I mean, there's other ones, but something has to be racist. What do you think?
I think you remember you've heard of Sharpie Gate, I'm sure.
No, of course, yeah.
Because Trump used a black Sharpie and circled that specific area. There's probably like a specific area that he happened to circle on that map that Dorian was going to destroy. Somehow that is proof that he is like racist against black people because he used a black Sharpie to show destruction. The path of a destruction, he used a black Sharpie to show it. Therefore, that is racist.
Did you know the place that he circled is predominantly a black area?
There we go.
It is. It was around the middle and southern part of Alabama, which that's where Atlanta is, and that's a predominantly black area. So that's it.
Yep. There we go.
Sharpies are now racist. So
yep.
That's what they're going to do this week, or that's what I'm predicting. Which I'm probably going to be wrong about. They'll find something that totally throws me off, but we'll find out what it is. Finally got one more here. Dear 2, hate to bring up through subject, but this question hasn't given me a peace of mind for some time. Huh? Okay, that's weird. What is your relationship with Uncle Kage currently? Are you still friends after the whole Anthrocon stage band debacle? I've noticed that you don't really publicly engage with each other that much anymore, and it's made me wonder if you're still on good terms. You're my favorite stage duo, and I'd rather ask to hear the truth from you than live in ignorance or speculate on the matter from social media heresy. This is from the Evil Fox.
Hey, Evil Fox.
Hi, Evil Fox. We love you guys, even though there's only one of you. Okay, well, the thing about Kage, and I don't want to get too much into too personal stuff, but there has been some contention between he and I because of the whole Anthrocon thing and other things, and I'm not quite sure what really is going on with it. It seems to me that I have some older friends that I've had for a long time that seem to be being dumped into this ideology that everything is, racist and misogynist and things like that, and so I don't really know where that's coming from. I think it's from people spending too much time on social media, but to be very honest, right now, he and I, we don't talk much, but we have been in contact. We're not completely, we're not like, not just talking at all anymore. We're still talking, but, yeah, it's, I think I'd mentioned this on a previous program. Uncle Kage and I we kind of have gone off in different directions at this point, and so, we still do talk to each other now and then, and as far as I know, we're both okay. We're both currently okay. So that's where I'll leave that for now. But if you want to write in a Dear 2 letter, please send it to dear2letters@hotmail.com, and we will try our best to read it on the show. We love it when you guys send in letters because we like to answer questions, even hard ones like that last one. Thank you very much for that. But
you have no idea how uncomfortable my pants get because you guys send questions in.
That was uncomfortable. But yeah, just send them on into dear2letters@hotmail.com, and we'll try our best to read them. For now, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back after that. But before that happens, you need to go to my Patreon and sign up to be one of my producers. For just $5 a month, you get full version of the show with exclusive content. I coughed, and an MP3 download of every episode. You can listen to it on your listening device and whatever. Plus, you get a bunch of other things and little perks and stuff that the Patreons get. And so head on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/rantinggryphon, and you can start your membership right now, and then you could listen to the rest of the show, which is we're gonna continue to record now. But for everyone else, that is our show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week on the 2 Cents Show, where I'm going to go and get a psychologist. Hey, Costa, so have you seen the new Dave Chappelle thing?
I have, in fact.
What did you think of it?
I didn't have time to think because I was too busy laughing my ass off. I was fucking dying.
That is one of the most amazing things. It's good to see someone who, even though he's probably going to get canceled for this, who's still not afraid to be a comic, to actually stand up and be a comic. And I loved it because the first thing he did was he made fun of the audience right in front of him.
Yep.
Which was amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, because he popped out and he's like, all right, I'm gonna do a couple of impressions, and he did a couple of stupid things, and then he's like, all right, okay, here's my last one. I got to get into character. And just kind of goes, I'm gonna watch everything you do, and everything you do from now on. If you do anything wrong, any little thing wrong, I don't care if it's 20 years down the road, I don't care what it is, then you're ruined. And he's like, who was that? You hear a few people, yell Trump, you know?
Yep.
But then he just points. He points right at them. He says, that's you. That's what the audience sounds like to me. And I'm like, oh my God. This is awesome.
I love that shit.
Yeah, that is so great. He went off on some jokes that are just not allowed to be told anymore.
Nope.
But he told him, and the funny thing is, if you go to things like Rotten Tomatoes, it's so funny. There's like 9 people. There's nine reviewers that have reviewed it. Yeah. And most of those 9 reviewers, well, honestly, they were all transgenders. And
of course.
And the other ones were openly SJW. They gave the thing like, I think, a 35% or something like that. But you look at the audience score, and there's like 5,000 people, and from the audience score, it has a 99% from the audience.
Nice.
So it's like, screw you, reviewers. Is it still the same thing?
Looked at it.
Yeah.
25% now.
Oh, did it go down?
From 12 people now. 12.
Oh, and it went down. Oh no.
Audience score 99%.
99%. From how many people is it? How many people from the audience score reviewed it?
28,261.
28,000?
28,000 user ratings.
Okay, whoa. I can't even think of a time where 28,000 people ever rated anything at a 99%.
Yeah, I know.
I can't think of that.
It's fucking insane.
It's insane. It means this is one of the best stand-up comedy specials probably ever in the world.
I legit want to watch it again. I want to watch because I missed a lot because I was too busy laughing.
It's funny.
Laughing so hard I would miss stuff. Like his story about like when he got where he got in trouble for saying word.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll have to beep that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are on YouTube, so that'll get this nailed off.
The other word for the alternatively aligned individuals.
The alphabet people, yes, as he called them. Yeah, and I loved that one. I loved how he talked about Michael Jackson, and he's like, okay, so Michael Jackson molested people, but you know what? Even if he did, he kind of throws up his arms. And he says, "Who cares?" And everybody's like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "No." He's like, "I know probably half of you out there have been sexually molested, but it wasn't Michael Jackson, was it?" And it's like, well, he has a point there, Oh man. Hello, patrons. How you guys doing? We're gonna get to this. We're a little bit over time, but I think that'll be okay. And
you guys don't mind, do you?
You guys don't mind? Hope not. We're here to entertain y'all after the fact. And after the show is officially over, but we still got more stuff for you. So there. So there. When your room looks kinda weird and you wish that you were there.
Why did Kermit go into a drawl just for that one word?
There. I guess they were trying to squeeze 2 syllables out of it.
3. There are 3 syllables in that word.
There.
They-er. What? Who says that?
I don't know. Kermit's the only one who says it. Just baby Kermit, that's it. Anyway, guys, let's go on into next week in history.
And now, we examine the history.
Okay, so coming up next week in history, in 2008, the Large Hadron Collider goes live.
Ooh, really?
Nice.
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. And
Holy shit.
They have busted so many little atoms together. They have recreated the Big Bang so often that it's ridiculous now. They can just produce them. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to start taking them and putting them in a little case and sending them off to people who pay for them. So, would you like a Big Bang? Here, have one. They're okay.
And to all those people who went and killed themselves the day before it went live because it was going to kill everybody and suck the Earth into a black hole. And I know you're listening. I know you're listening in the afterlife.
You stupids. Okay. Yeah, well, they had a lot of little problems with it, but yeah, that was one thing where the scientists were sitting there and they were doing this thing where they were shaking their heads and saying, "Look, if it does create a microscopic black hole, do you know what'll happen? It'll evaporate in less time than we can count. So there's no way that it's gonna cause the Earth to go bad." But now, okay. Next one in 2001. Guess what happens next week?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember too. The September 11th attacks in the United States happened next week, which I'm sure. I noticed that people don't say the "I remember" thing anymore. They don't do that anymore. A lot of people don't remember.
That's true, yeah.
And then you have politicians up there going, and then September 11th happened, and some people did something, and it's like, no, that's not the way it works. It just, whatever. Yeah, that September 11th thingy, whatever it was, that happens next week. In 1992, do you know what happened in 1992?
Well, not specifically. I know a lot of things that happened in 92, but...
You were alive in 92,
Yes,
right?
I was.
Okay.
I was about 9 years old, but yeah.
The first African-American woman goes into space.
Really?
In 1992, yes.
Wow. When did the space program start?
I think about...
60s?
No, it started in the mid-50s, actually.
Okay.
We were trying to catch up with the Russians because the Russians built Sputnik.
Yeah.
So we tried to do we were trying to send some people up there too. So
Damn.
yeah,
Some 40 years it took to get a black woman up there. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, that's what happened. I guess they weren't at the time. I could imagine that there were not a lot of study opportunities open for African American women that would get them into the position, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This was the 50s. I think there were still a lot of colleges that wouldn't even allow black people in then. So yeah, but you know what? We look back at the past. We don't erase it, but we learn from it. That's the best way to do it. So yeah, because all these people now just wanting to erase history. No, we can't think about this. No, don't erase it. Don't erase it. Learn from it. Learn from it so we don't do this shit again. You know?
Yes. And go watch that movie, Hidden Figures, I think the movie was called, about the black ladies who helped in NASA.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay,
I like that movie.
1985. Were you alive in 1985?
I mean, I was alive. I wouldn't call myself sentient, but I was alive.
Guess what? There was a show that made their television debut in 1985.
85. A sitcom? A game show?
It was a sitcom. It was a sitcom.
85. Mad About You.
Thank you for being a friend.
Golden Girls?
Yeah.
I have lived in. I was born into a world of Golden Girls.
You
I
were.
love it.
You know, I did not think
3 years old.
that show. I think that show had gone offline. I think they'd done the whole show, but they were repeating it all the time. You know, it was reruns.
Yeah.
I never watched it because I thought, oh, it's a show about old women. Why am I going to watch this? And then one day I started watching it. It was funny as shit.
Yes, it was.
It was really funny, and I'm like, why haven't I not been watching this? Did you know it was so sad. I can't remember her name. Estelle Getty, I believe.
Yeah.
The actress who played the grandmom. She unfortunately, she died. But unfortunately, before her death, she was in an old folks home. She had gotten Alzheimer's, and she would watch the Golden Girls and not know that it was her.
That's sad.
I know, that's terribly sad. She didn't know that it was her on the show.
Well, Alzheimer's can do some fucked up things, man.
Yeah, it can. It really can.
Yeah.
Well, here, this is a funny one. Let's see. 1977, I was alive. The last person to be executed in France.
Really?
Yeah, so America is still doing a thing that France stopped in 1977. And if you ask me, France was famous for their executions with the guillotine and shit. So they stopped.
They were the one who invented the guillotine, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's why it's called a guillotine. That's a French word. So yeah, it's but yeah, they're the last people to do that in 1977. They stopped executing people, and they're looking at us like, why are you still killing people? Why are you doing that?
We kill people to show people that killing people is bad.
Now, in 1948, next week, Kim Il-sung establishes North Korea.
Boo!
Boo! Boo! Even though I want to visit the place, though. I kind of want to visit the place, because I want to take a little vacation from all of the freedoms that I do have. to see what it's like in a place that doesn't have them, just so I can experience it.
Well, just become friends with, their god dictator, like Dennis Rodman does.
Yeah, I could do that maybe. But no, I'd love to go over there. And of course, I wouldn't break the law. I'm not going to do anything stupid and get thrown in prison over there because that would be dumb. But yeah, I would love to. I'd love to do that. And finally, in 1899, next week, the first recorded automobile fatality in the U.S. takes place. And guess what it was?
Head-on collision?
Some guy was run over by a taxi. Some guy was just plowed down by a taxi when he was walking down the street. So,
wait, those cars back then didn't move very fast.
Well, they moved fast enough to kill you. So,
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, unless he was killed by the pressure of the tires squeeshing him.
I don't know. Well, they were very heavy cars,
Yeah.
so maybe that was it. But yeah, taxi ran over a person in 1899 next week. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That is next week in history. Now we're going to go over to the dumb laws.
Pay attention to the dumbness of our laws.
All right, so we're going to go into Kansas this week. Kansas, you
I
might
don't wanna.
We're going to go into Kansas. And you might think it's a little messed up, but I don't know. I think it's some of them messed up, but other ones are they're still pretty good.
Okay.
In Lawrence, Kansas, all cars entering the city must first sound their horn to warn the horses of their arrival.
I fully endorse this. This is good law. Good law.
I do
We
too.
need to know this shit.
Yeah, I know.
We need to know when you fuckers show up.
I mean, you honk the horn and the horses fart back, and then everybody's communicating. It's all good. Let's see. The second one is it is illegal to pee on the side of a building. That one's not that unusual.
Yeah, I thought that was. How's that? Isn't that like a law everywhere?
I kind of thought so, but
Like it's just called public indecency.
yeah, it's like not pissing on the side of a building. Yeah, you don't do that. So, it's just like one of those. I didn't know it was illegal not to take a dump in the middle of Arby's. No, that's illegal everywhere. It should, So, yeah. Let's see. Number 3. It is illegal to shoot a rabbit from a motorboat.
Well, see, that's just wrong.
I know.
That's stupid.
I think so too. I mean, if you can't shoot the wonderful, water-bearing rabbits out in the middle of the damn lake, they have a nice, tasty, sort of salty meat to them. I don't understand why.
So is it fully legal to kill a rabbit on foot?
I guess so.
On a Segway? On a bicycle?
Yeah.
From a car? From a helicopter? But specifically, you get in a boat, now you're in trouble.
Now you can't shoot a rabbit anymore when you're on a motorboat.
That is dumb.
Another thing you can't do in Kansas, you cannot catch a fish with your hands.
To hell I can't. Challenge accepted, bitch.
I don't know what that's for because honestly, I know plenty of ways to catch fish, like with your hands. And there's lots of ways you can set up little traps and things where the fish will come in and they can't get out, and then you can just pick it up and there you got dinner. What about all the homeless people in Kansas? What about the homeless people in Kansas?
That's right.
Can they not have fish? You don't want the homeless people to have fish? What kind of crazy people are you? I don't understand. They want this to be.
I just don't understand.
Oh.
But it's like, was that like, do we have like a fishing pole lobbyists? No, you need to make it a law that they have to catch their fish with fishing poles so we get more money.
That's probably what it is. You got to get a fishing license, I imagine. Now this one, okay, my brain is hurting over this one. You may have to explain this to me because I'm dumb.
Okay.
It is illegal for one train to proceed along the tracks until the other has passed.
Wait. Why? What?
Okay, so you got two trains
That are apparently on the same track for some reason.
No, they're on opposite sides of the track. Two trains on opposite sides of the track. Now, it is illegal for one of those trains to proceed along the tracks until the other one has passed.
Huh.
So
maybe if like one is sitting still and like waiting to go, and another one's coming in, maybe.
but the other one can't come in because it has to stop until the other one has to passes them on the track. So it would seem like the law is saying when two trains come together, they both have to stop and sit there forever and ever and ever.
That is a very poorly worded law there.
I think so.
That there has to be some kind of like meaning there. It's like I feel like I'm in like a math class where they have those, you know, the written word problems.
Oh God, I hated those.
And you're sitting and it's like, wait. If this was numbers, I could totally do this right now because there's superfluous wording here. I don't. Wait. What?
Yeah, I hate that. That's just weird. Also, in Kansas, one may not picket a funeral.
Yay!
You know why?
Because of them Westboro Baptist motherfuckers.
Exactly, Westboro Baptist Church. Here's another one. Musical car horns are banned. Yay!
Yay!
You can't go through town with a that's the dumbest shit that has ever happened. Yeah, you can't. I hate that. Okay, I don't think this one's too bad. It's illegal to have your car running unattended.
That's illegal?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much illegal everywhere.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't just like get out of your car, not turn it off, and go in a store or something. You have to turn your car off. You can't just leave it there running.
Okay, I don't see why that's such a big deal, but...
Well, because somebody would get in your car and take off with it. Because...
Well, yeah, we can continue, Darwin can continue to do his job. The stupid can lose their shit.
Oh, man. Let's see, what else? It's, I don't... It's illegal to sing the alphabet song on the streets at night.
That's rather specific.
That's very, very specific, and I have no idea why they're so offended at that. This is why people in Kansas cannot read. Okay?
How will people know when I know my ABCs?
They don't. This is Kansas. This is why they can't read there, because they won't allow them to sing the alphabet song. How are they gonna know? You know? And finally, number 10. It is illegal to hit a vending machine that stole your money.
Bullshit.
Well, it doesn't help. I mean, it really doesn't do anything.
It doesn't get your money back, nor does it get your stuff, but it makes me feel better.
It does make you feel better. It does do that.
The damn thing's already broken as it is because it fucking stole my money. Obviously, it's broken. What's the pain? You know, what's it hurting to break it a little more?
Well, I'll tell you what. Tell me something else that makes you feel better, because we're going to go into horse sense.
Does the horse have sense today?
All right. So this week on the horse sense, I was met with a bit of a contradiction that made my brain hurt. I sat there and listened to some far left SJW folk just going on a rant about guns. About how their toys, you know, they're just fucking adult toys and people want to have their toys taken away, but these things are so awful and evil. And then, in the very next episode of the show that this person did, they proceeded to say a phrase that made me have to do a double take. What? They used the phrase, "there is such thing as good murders."
What?
Now,
I'm a little confused here.
Now, of course, as anyone who wants to try and prove a point like that does, they immediately go for what's the figure that they would go for to talk about a good murder? Who do you think they would use?
Oh, I don't know. I guess Trump.
Like Hitler?
Yeah, Hitler.
See, here's the thing, and this should be common sense. There's no such thing as a good murder. There's no such thing. It doesn't matter who this person is, even if it's someone like Hitler. Because here's the deal. here's the deal. Yeah, there's sometimes, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes the world needs to even itself out, and sometimes that involves removing certain people from it. There is nothing about that situation, either itself or around it, that is good. It is a necessity. It's something that has to happen. It's not something that should be celebrated or be like, yay, woo! It's like, these awful things have happened, and you know what needs to happen? Healing. Healing needs to happen. Empathy, sympathy, helping those who have been affected, helping those people get back to a sense of normalcy and, right in their lives. Sit around and like, look how righteous we are. That was a good murder right there. Yep, that was a good one right there. That doesn't help nothing, because there's no such thing as a good murder.
Oh, really?
I just can't believe that somebody who said, like I said, just one episode ago in his little podcast he was doing, was talking about, oh, man, these motherfuckers who want to keep their guns. They want to keep their guns. They want to keep their fucking toys that, just because they enjoy using them, the rest of us can fucking die because they enjoy using their little toys. And then the next episode talks about, there's such a thing as good murders. Some people need to be wiped off the planet. It's like, whoa, for a second there.
It almost sounds like what you're attacking here is hypocrisy.
A little bit.
In a way,
But like his hypocrisy like narrowed down to a specific subject.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know what? By that logic, all them cows that we eat, we have the steak, them some good murders. Not really, no. That's not a good murder. It's a necessity that we have to feed us, that we need to live. It's a necessity that in life, in nature, that's, hey, we gotta eat, Bo. And you, right there, you, that four-legged thing there that's full of steak. Sorry, but you taste good.
Well,
and we need to eat. There's something good about that.
As much as of a meat eater that I am, the day they can actually stick a syringe in a cow and then make like steak out of that, I'm on board.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Absolutely. Same here.
Yeah, I'd totally be for that.
I just can't. Like I said, I heard that phrase that there's such a thing as good murders, and it made me. You can't help but like, unless you're some kind of sociopath, you can't help but like just look at that and go, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, I know. There's so many things that you can say. There's so many people right now that they don't like guns. They specifically don't like it, and they say, no. It's not that I don't want, the right to have guns. It's just they're toys and they're unnecessary and they're designed to kill people and they don't do the blah blah blah. Okay, you have a car, right? What's the speed limit? It's 75. Your car can go over 75. Oh, well, it's a toy. It's a toy then. You don't need it. It can break the law. So you can't go over 75. You get a 75, limit on your car. You can't go, oh, what, you have a swimming pool? Do you know how many people die in swimming pools? You don't need a swimming pool. That's a toy. That's a thing you don't need. Let's take it away because you don't need it. The problem is there are a lot of things that America and actually the Western free world has because we want to live a more luxurious life. We don't just settle down with exactly what we need. Otherwise, give me that goddamned iPhone so I can break it. It's people here talking about, well, you don't need a gun. You don't need it. No, you know what? I want to pop a few holes into a goddamn watermelon now and then. Why? Because I enjoy it. It's a luxury. I can do this. Why do you drive your car faster than the speed limit? Why do you have all this crap? Why, you could live in a cave somewhere. We have a lot of stuff in the Western world that we don't need to have because our goal in life is not to just live with what we need. It's to live as best as we can.
Yeah.
And that's why we have firearms right now, is because we can actually have that. We can move along with it. It's something that we can do. And honestly, this is not... go ahead.
And the thing is, we have those firearms, and we also have firearm safety laws.
Yes, we do.
That when you pick up that firearm and you own that, you are supposed to follow. And just like somebody who breaks the speed limit, somebody who goes and drowns somebody in a swimming pool, if you go and you kill somebody with it, you are breaking the law.
And you will go to jail. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way it always should be. Is there are plenty of things out there that
we shouldn't have prescription medicine because some people can use them as, fucking narcotics.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many things that, if you want to count it as, well, we don't need that. Okay, 90% of the shit that we have in the Western world and in the United States, we don't need. You know what I don't need? I don't need this camera. I don't need this microphone. I don't need this computer. I don't need to be doing this show. I don't need to be doing any of this. I don't need it. I don't. I could be doing something else. But I'm doing it because I have the luxury of doing it, because I'm living in a really nice place in the world. I'm living in the United States where it's nice and free over here, and I can do this because I want to. And I can. And I think that's what people are forgetting about firearms, is that they're here because we like them. And there's no other reason that they need to be here. And people are going to go, well, they kill people. You can kill people with 1,200 different things in your house or in your life.
Guns were invented for two reasons, and two reasons only. A, to shoot game, for foods, and to protect oneself. That's what they're for. That's why they were invented.
Well,
to kill, to protect yourself.
Well, I would have to take you a little bit back further in history, because the first things that guns were invented for, they were invented in China, and they were meant specifically to shoot fireworks.
Oh.
That's what they were invented for originally, was to fire fireworks into the sky. So
how pretty.
That's what they were invented for. Of course, then people took them and said, hey, I could put some rocks in here and fuck some bitch up. And that's when they turned into,
well, you got two horse senses there. You sort of one sort of morphed into another. You got 2 for 1 deal today. Congratulations.
Well, tell you what, let's move it on to Love It or Shove It before we end the show. Got a few things that we want to talk about over there.
You must love it or shove it.
It is so hot in here right now.
It's a bit warm in here as well. Well, we're almost out of here, so we're good.
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you go with a love it. Give me a loves.
Oh, I will, because I love the hell out of this. I don't know if you saw, but Nintendo had a new Nintendo Direct this week.
Super Nintendo games, right?
Oh yeah, 20 Super Nintendo games on your Switch.
Nice.
It's like, yes, please, mine. I mean, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. It was a 50-minute fucking video, but I mean, just me specifically. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie is out in Smash Brothers right now. It's like, yes, please. New Animal Crossing footage, more Pokemon Sword and Shield info, and then Xenoblade Chronicles getting a graphical upgraded version on the Switch. Happy days, among other things. Look up, it's a long list of stuff they announced, but a lot of it's really good stuff.
I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna play some stuff. My first love it for this week, and I talked about it a little bit before, was the Dave Chappelle. The Dave Chappelle special. I'm happy for that in so many ways, because he did what comics are supposed to do, which is they go up, they tell you jokes, they make you laugh, and they challenge communications. They challenge society. They make you think about things, which is exactly what comics are supposed to do. That's what the best comics have ever done. That's what I've always tried to do. So I can't give that more of a thumbs up. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I mean, Dave Chappelle, I was never a fan of his show. I didn't like the Dave Chappelle show. I never found his skits to be particularly funny, but I've always found him to be a hilarious stand-up comic.
Yeah.
I love listening to him do stand-up comedy. The dude is amazing.
He's pretty cool. What's your next love?
I'm going to say my next love, and I haven't finished it, so I don't know if it's going to remain a love, but so far, Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Okay.
I'm enjoying. I'm 2 episodes in. I'm enjoying what I've seen so far. I'm legit. I'm just like, I'm watching more Dark Crystal. Like literally, I feel I'm just sitting here watching more Dark Crystal.
I need to do that.
Love it.
I need to do that so much. I want to see it. I haven't watched it yet.
Like you remember Dark Crystal? Like the beginning of it kind of looks kind of bad, but as the movie goes on, it starts to look better.
Yeah.
Almost like the movie was made in like different decades.
Wow, yeah.
Parts of the movie were made in different decades. It actually looks like the later part of the movie, where it's like it's actually really good puppetry. The puppets don't look like ass.
Is it? Yeah, I know. I love how they use puppets. Mm-hmm. They didn't CGI that shit. Yeah, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. That's really neat.
I'm having a good time with it.
Well, my next love it is going to be. I'm going to throw this out here. I am falling the hell in love with Control. I'm loving the shit out of Control. I mean, Control is doing it for me. For you guys out there, it's of course a AAA game, so it's got the AAA cha-ching on it, which we all know that. But it's I think so far it is really worth it. So
there's a caveat on that though.
What's that?
It's like it's worth it if you have a good gaming PC, a PS4 Pro, or an Xbox One. If you have like the basic version of an Xbox One or the basic version of the PS4, I hear it is not worth it.
I have heard that it is failing kind of a sort of catastrophically on the consoles, but that's because PC Master Race. That's because PC Master Race. That's because PC is the best gaming thing you can have. Just putting that out there.
On the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, it runs fine. It's the basic versions of those systems that it craps out on real hard.
Well, now what I actually heard was PC Master Race. I heard PC Master Race because
of course you did.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing to play games on ever in the world. PC Master Race. Get yourself a good computer. You don't need anything else. So, except for maybe a Switch. Maybe a Switch.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, Nintendo.
Maybe a Switch. Nintendo. You gotta have a Switch. That I'll throw that one in. What's your first shove it for this week?
First shove it, I touched on it a little bit earlier in this show. Sharpie Gate.
Oh yeah.
For the love of God, that was so. It's like we're gonna fucking take Trump. It's like that phrase again. Stop making me defend Trump. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's like the National Weather Service tries to sue Trump for or get him on a felony of giving erroneous weather advice or whatever the fuck. It's just like, okay, stop it.
Well, the funny thing is, first of all, he didn't make those markings on the chart. He didn't do that. Somebody else did. And secondly, because he said no, I didn't do that. And secondly, I watched this whole thing because I keep my eye on the news, probably too much.
Yeah.
And I watched it when the NOAA, when their news said that it could go through, and that was like the most likely path at the time. Now, when it got a little closer, it changed and went up. But I saw that when that was the most likely case at the time, and so he had a map that was like 18 hours old or something, but then the news media goes fucking apeshit.
Yes.
And they're trying to, how does this mean he's a Nazi? How can we impeach him because weather? What are you doing? It's like, God damn it.
It's like, I mean, there's so many other reasons to hate this fuckwad. I mean, this is not one of them.
I know.
This is literally, but of course, because he's Trump, he had to go to Twitter right afterwards and make it so just way. He himself blew it up even bigger of a thing than it needed to be.
Well, I think
stop.
I think he kind of did that for a reason, but that's kind of a conspiracy theory. So, oh well. I mean, while he was doing this thing with the whole, here, hold my beer thing with the media, he was, and secretly, he was pushing through another law for the border wall.
Was he?
That the media did not pick up because they were so busy going hurricane. Oh my God, with your Sharpie. And while they were doing that, uh-oh, this thing goes through with the border wall. And it's like, oh, he gave more money to the border wall, and they didn't pick up on it because they were busy going, oh, Sharpie, Sharpie. So, yeah, they're being idiots. Go ahead and you do another shove it, because I actually don't have much well, my first shove it this week is going to be, obviously, Hurricane Dorian. That's...
Fuck you, Dorian.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Everybody knows what that's done, so,
Look at your own portrait and die.
And by the way, that the island that it landed on and just spun around was the Bahamas. Now that I remember. So, anyway, what's your next shove it?
My next shove it, it's kind of petty, but it is what it is. I love Monster Hunter World. I do.
That's petty. That's terribly petty.
They came out with their expansion pack, Iceborne, but just for the console fuckers.
Oh, no!
PC's gotta wait till January.
No! Oh, I hate that.
And when the base game came out on PC, earlier this year or late last year, whenever it came out for PC finally, which was also delayed.
Yeah.
They went, okay, we're gonna pump out the expansions and stuff, the extra patches and monsters and stuff at a quicker pace, so that the PC people can catch up. And the intention was that we're like, oh, okay, so we're gonna catch up, and we're all gonna be on parity with one another, and it'll all be fine. But they're creating another giant gap between the two places. Man, it's like, god damn it.
Well,
yeah.
I don't have any last shove it, so you go ahead.
That was my last shove it.
That was your last shove it?
That was my second shove it, yeah. You fool.
Then, holy crap, my last shove it is myself.
My last shove it is all them fucking SJW motherfuckers bitching about Dave Chappelle's comedy, which was funny as fuck.
Yeah. Well, notice at first they, of course, went off on, oh my god, he's a racist, he's a Nazi, he's a blah, and everybody was
transphobic and blah.
Everybody was laughing at him, so then they switched it, and they went, oh, well, I think he just wasn't funny. I think he's lost touch. I think they started this different idea of, oh, let's just say he just was boring now. It's like, oh, well, that's a little better than being called a fucking Nazi, but, hey, whatever. Well, anyway.
Well, at that point, then, it's just your opinion, and fuck off, that's your opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's going to be our show for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Did a few extra minutes on the show here. But we're going to end the show now. You guys know where to go. Go to dear2letters@hotmail.com. Send in your letters and your pictures over there. And if you want to talk to us. And we're going to see you guys again next week. It's been lovely performing for you. And hope you have a good week. So take care, guys, and we'll see you again soon.